So why does India always focus on problems of the past, on differences, and not focus on what can be done to learn lessons from others and learn to find a better way?
So how do you see, for example, the Pakistan-China equation?
Well, I think, geopolitics, as I told you earlier, right, just as the United States chose the world's largest communist country under Mao Zedong as a partner, countries don't care what your internal system is about. If it suits their geopolitical interests, they will work with the country. And right now, there's a convergence of geopolitical interests between Pakistan and China. So that's what happens. So, and just as there is, by the way, a convergence of geopolitical interests between India and United States today. That's what's happening also. And that it's not driven by the fact that they like each other or believe in each other. It's about geopolitical interests. China and Vietnam are far greater adversaries. And look at the trade between Vietnam and China today. It's amazing. So, and at the end of the day, why is Vietnam doing this? Let me tell you why Vietnam is doing this. Vietnam is trading heavily with China, not because the Vietnamese love China. They are using China to make themselves strong in the same way that China used the United States to make itself strong. So you use your adversary to make yourself stronger. Now that's the best game of geopolitics you can play.
Talking about technology, how do you see the Indian move to block a whole host of Chinese apps?
Oh, I would say that's peanuts. Peanuts. Why? Life is much bigger than this TikTok, PUBG. And this is an example of being petty. It's peanuts. The Chinese don't care. The Chinese, remember, from the Chinese point of view, there is a much bigger game. And you can ban TikTok, you can do all that. It doesn't hurt China at all. No, zero hurt at all. But the important thing to ask, what if I was an Indian? I would ask a very simple question. My number one competitor today is China. What is China doing right? What is China doing wrong? What is India doing right? What is India doing wrong? And then calculate. And then I can tell you, let me come onto your program 10 years from now.
10 years? Okay.
10 years from now. And I'll tell you what the world will be. 10 years from now, United States will be number 2. China will be number 1. And you know what? China and the United States will come to some accommodation. 10 years from now.
What will happen to China and China and India? Where will China and India be 10 years from now in this equation, in your opinion?
It all depends on how cunning India is. It all depends on how you play the game. Right. You see, right now, you have a window of opportunity because China is still number 2. It's much easier to negotiate with the number 2, not with the number 1. But you want to wait 10 years? Then when you negotiate with the number 1, it's much harder. So you got to be very brutal about these things, and stop being so emotional. I mean that's a fundamental problem with the way Indians look at the world. And by the way, I'm not every other country looking at this whole thing is sort of wondering why are the Indians so can't set aside one thing and say, okay, let's focus on the big picture. The big picture is the economic game. Right. And are you winning the economic game or are you losing the economic game?